You know that exact feeling when you realize, right in the middle of a totally normal moment, that nothing is ever going to be the same again? Well, today we're diving into this explainer, breaking down the penultimate supper. It's this incredible emotional look at how one single everyday dinner party can completely rewrite a 7-year friendship. So let's unpack it. We're going to map out the anatomy of a life-changing choice, all through the lens of one evening. But first, we really got to talk about that title concept. Penultimate. Literally, it just means second to last. But in the context of the story, it's so much more than that. It perfectly captures that specific, lingering final moment of absolute safety right before you step off the cliff into the terrifying unknown. It's the before. And to really feel the weight of what's about to shift, we need to understand exactly what's at risk. Let's set the baseline with our core group of 6 friends. Maya is the host. She's the center of gravity. Daniel's the quiet observer who sits just slightly apart. Theo brings the total chaos. James is the thoughtful guy bringing the bread. Lynn is our chronically late voice of wisdom, and Veronica anchors them all. After 7 years together, they operate like a well-oiled machine. They just know each other's rhythms, right down to their bones. Picture the start of the night. You're in the chaotic warmth of Maya's apartment. It's noisy, it's overlapping, it's that deeply relatable, universally safe group dynamic. Theo literally walks in declaring that it smells like Italy threw up in the kitchen, casually dropping 2 bottles of wine on the counter because he couldn't choose. We are instantly grounded in their world. It's that dense, comfortable affection you only get after years of just showing up for each other. But as the evening ticks on, you can feel the emotional pressure starting to build. The timeline here is literally a funnel. We go from the loud, chaotic arrivals at 6:47 p.m., through the actual meal, hitting 9:23 p.m. where the conversations naturally deepen and the music slows down a bit. And then 10:58 p.m. The party clears out. It's a deliberate slow-motion zoom-in, moving us from a crowded baseline straight to an isolated climax. You know that specific hour of the night? The wine is flowing, the empty plates are pushed aside, and the group starts grappling with something we all eventually face: the terrifying passage of time. They hit that wall where they have to confront the illusion of permanence, this sudden, heavy realization that their comfortable status quo, the absolute safety of being 20-somethings in the city together, simply cannot last forever. Under the weight of all that time passing, they start spilling these quiet confessions, highlighting the stark differences between what they expected at 20 and what reality actually looks like now. Veronica thought she'd want the traditional marriage and kids by now. James thought he'd have a capital C career, not just a job. Lynn realized love isn't this protective armor, it's actually profound vulnerability. And Maya? She honestly thought she would have just outgrown her loneliness by now. It peels back all the layers of their comfortable banter. But while everyone else is talking about external milestones or general life stuff, Daniel drops this incredibly quiet, devastating confession. He thought he'd be braver. He thought he'd be the kind of person who could do the hard things and actually say the truth things out loud. But he's not. He's just scared. This one unspoken truth is absolutely the spark that lights the fuse for the rest of the night. After the door shuts and everyone leaves, the atmosphere violently shifts. All that noise? Gone. The warmth of 6 people dancing to Motown and making promises to stay friends forever completely vanishes. In its place is this stark, heavy reality. Just Maya and Daniel, isolated in the vulnerability of the midnight hour, washing dishes, with the entire rest of the world completely shut out.
And this is where the ground completely drops out. Over midnight coffee, Daniel drops a bombshell. He's thinking about moving across the country to Seattle. For Maya, this is a physical blow. Seattle represents the total destruction of their ecosystem. Daniel claims he just needs to escape a life where he feels stuck treading water. But Maya pushes back. She knows a new city doesn't fix internal stagnation. She demands the real reason.
And right here, the paradigm shatters. He finally says it. A midnight confession that he has been in love with her for years. The pain of pretending to just be her friend while he watches her date other people, that's what's actually driving him away. Boom. Maya is instantly forced to face the terrifying unknown. Her safe, comfortable, predictable friend category is destroyed in literally a matter of seconds. So we officially enter this awful, agonizing phase, the day between. It's a brutal psychological sequence for Maya. Step 1, the 7-year secret is out. Step 2, paralyzed by shock, she just asks him to leave so she can think. Step 3, Daniel walks away into the cold November night, absolutely certain he's ruined everything. And step 4, Maya is left sitting there alone, realizing that the safe, penultimate era of their friendship, yeah, it's officially over. During the absolute torture of the day between, Maya desperately seeks out her friends to process this earthquake. And Lynn, good old reliable Lynn, serves as the ultimate voice of reason. She hits the nail on the head, pointing out Maya's very universal fear of risking a known friendship for a completely unpredictable romance. Maya is so terrified of failure that she isn't even asking herself the core question: does she actually want him? It's a profound reminder of how fear of loss dictates our choices. Then, later over Thai food, Theo strips away whatever excuses Maya has left. When she calls herself a coward, Theo drops this incredible distinction. He says, cowardice is knowing what you want and actively hiding from it. Carefulness is just taking the time to figure it out. He completely forces her, and honestly all of us, to consider if we use the label of friendship as a shield just because it's safer than the risk of real romantic vulnerability. So she's doing that thing we all do, building an internal mental tug-of-war. On one side, the undeniable reality. Her heart physically jumps when she sees him. She's actually jealous of him with other people. She loves him. But then on the other side, the paralyzing what-ifs. What if I'm wrong? What if we completely ruin the group dynamic? What if I lose absolutely everything? The way the clock ticks down in this narrative is just masterful. It forces a resolution exactly 48 hours after the dinner party first started. We jump from Lynn's reality check Wednesday morning to Theo's interrogation in the afternoon, straight to Thursday evening at 6:47 p.m. Daniel is back at her door. The exact same time he arrived for the dinner party 2 nights prior, only this time, literally everything is on the line. Standing there facing Daniel, Maya finally has her breakthrough. She admits out loud that her safe friend category was nothing but a shield. She confesses that the ground literally fell away when he mentioned Seattle. She realizes her so-called protectiveness was straight-up romantic jealousy, and that she subconsciously tracks where he is in every single room they share. She finally owns the fact that her fear was just masking a very real, very deep romantic love. And this brings us to the absolute emotional climax. Maya is still terrified. She's overthinking, worrying about the group, panicking about the future, but Daniel cuts through all of that noise. He isn't asking for a guarantee. He's highlighting the massive courage required to just simply try. It's such a beautiful testament to the fact that the most important choices in our lives, they literally never come with a safety net. Because when Maya panics and asks, "What if we ruin everything?" Daniel just looks at her and replies, "What if we don't?" I want to leave you with that thought today. When you're standing right at the edge of a choice that could change your entire life, looking down into the absolute unknown, which of those 2 questions are you going to let guide your leap? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.